work. Just gonna go back with what I had in place. How y'all doing today? Welcome to another session of Meditations with Marigny. Y'all haven't seen me in a minute. We've been doing some work around the house, cleaning up, getting rid of some stuff. Gotta take that right there to the dump. But as we were cleaning up, our garbage picked up on yesterday, and I'm gonna make this a short video. If you typically like my videos, I want you to click like. If you love them, I want you to share it with a friend. And if you think that this information could be helpful for someone else, I would love for you to subscribe. But my son and I were out here, and I'm getting ready to do a flower bed over there, right there. We just cleaned all that off. It was all overgrown. And just put it inside the trash can, buddy. Um, and spray the trash can, like use the hard thing to help. But anyway, guys, I kind of came up with something while I was out here, just thinking about how people are easily able to gain something, but maintaining it and keeping it is what is important. And when we talk about relationships, I know from my perspective, getting into a relationship is an easy thing, but staying in it and maintaining it is something that's very important. And oftentimes that's where the downfall and the breakdown comes in. But what happened is the trash picked up on yesterday. And y'all know God always uses awkward things to kind of give me vision. My son is actually cleaning the garbage cans out. And that's because this week we kept saying we smelled something, like there's something we can't tell where it's coming from. We were like, did something die or something? And as we did the trash this week, we were like, it smells like it's coming from the trash can. So we don't know whether or not, oftentimes, say like a critter might crawl up in there but can't get back out, And I'm thinking that could possibly be what may have happened. But the stench of that animal is still there. And so we had talked about, okay, we just gonna clean the garbage cans out. And I wanted to think about how we look at relationships. We don't think about things like the garbage can needing to be cleaned out. The garbage can is where we put our garbage. That is the place where we put everything that we want to dispose of. However, have we ever thought about the place where we try to dispose of something also needs to be cleaned out? Have we thought about the maintenance that might need to go along with that in order to assure that you don't have a stench? And when we think about our relationships, sometimes it's not the things that are so obvious, which means like we might clean the bathrooms and we might clean the kitchen and we may clean and make up our beds. But do we really think about things like cleaning the garbage can? Do we think about the odor or the stench or the long-term things that have laid up in the corners of our relationships that we have not dealt with? When you take the time, now today, that ain't something that I really wanted to do. I don't really like cleaning the garbage can. However, I don't like the flies, and I don't like the smell. I like to sit outside. So the stench of the wind blowing by that trash can and it coming over to me is something that I don't like more than I don't like cleaning it out. And my point to you is that when we have relationships, especially good ones, if you got somebody that's halfway solid, y'all halfway decent, you guys feel like y'all are compatible, maybe you've been together for a while and you've overlooked one another, perhaps you have not been as attentive to them as you were in the beginning. Maybe you need to go back and recalibrate that, have a conversation with them. Hey baby, I know that we've been together 10 years and this is what you needed when we first came together, but what is it that you need from me now? Because for men and for women, what we might need when we're first together and we're single and we don't have any children and it's just the two of us and we can go, back then you could go and get something to eat for a little of nothing. We can go and get something to eat by ourselves. Maybe we need to carve out some time and we need to take $25 and go to Chili's every now and then and have a 2 for $25. Or maybe we need to do the $15 meal and share it. and have a conversation about what is best for us to maintain our relationship. And it just made me think, because I don't know too many people that clean their garbage cans. I don't. I know very few that may take the time to do that. But for me, it's important because I would rather do that than to have flies flying around. I would rather do that than to have maggots. I would rather do that than to have the stench. Okay, I'm looking at some of the comments that are coming in. Hi guys, I'm saying hi, and thank you guys for the likes and the shares. But I'm saying that to say, what are you doing to maintain your relationship? Like, are you cleaning out the dirty spaces? I gave away a dryer, a washer and dryer, maybe about 10 years ago. But the washer and dryer, when I gave it away, it probably was about 10 years old. And the family that I gave it to, they were like, man, this looks brand new. And that's because I wash my washing machine. Like when I do my white clothes, I take a cloth and I wipe that washing machine down. I clean it off and I make sure that it knows that I appreciate it for the service that it gives to me and my family. And so my kids, sometimes they don't understand that I like for the laundry room to look a certain way. I like for the vent to be cleaned out. Things like that are what helps the life of a piece of equipment to be long lasting. When you think about long term relationships, when you think about love that's going to last forever, it is different from those that are only intending to rent. Someone that's intending to rent that, they're going to rent it. Think about when people use rental cars. I used to think that it was a real good idea to purchase a rental car because, quote unquote, it had been maintained and things of that sort. You don't know what people are doing in rental cars these days. You have no clue how they're driving that vehicle, whether or not they're running over something, whether they're messing up the suspension on it, you know. And sometimes, as soon as it comes back in from one location, it's going right back out to another location. So you don't even know whether or not it's being maintained as far as the oil and things of that sort. Now, if you're renting it, that's not your responsibility. But if you're like me and you are purchasing a vehicle, you want to maintain the oil. You want to make sure you don't hit every pothole in the street. You want to make sure that you are managing the paint job that is on it. I was looking at my car, and I don't park near people. If you guys have heard my videos, how funny I am about my car, typically when I go somewhere, I park far away. And I can tell I must have been somewhere and somebody has rubbed up against my car. And in my mind, I'm thinking, now they had to get mighty close to me to do that because I do not park near people. Somebody had to come and park right next to me in order to do that. Hey, bud, wait a minute before you empty it. Let me check it. My son, like, lady, you got me washing the garbage can. First of all, but guess what? When he gets his own family and he has his own wife and his own responsibilities, he's gonna be washing his garbage can now. So, I'm saying that. Sorry, y'all, I had a call coming in. I'm saying that to say, what are you doing to make sure that you're maintaining your relationships? Make sure that you put in the time that is needed in order to solidify that relationship, to keep it maintained, to keep it smelling well, to keep it moving well. My garbage can is not, it can't talk to me, but it's going to be so much more appreciative to be able to have some Fabuloso in it and to smell good, to have all that gooky stuff gone away from it. Our relationships are the same way. You know, we must figure out a way that we can add to them in the little ways. Like sometimes it's just the little things that you do. Is it that your spouse likes a particular type of candy? This past weekend was Father's Day. I know that my brother, he loves when I cook. He loves my chocolate cakes, and he likes them. I put chocolate little what do you call it? The little chips in it, chocolate chips. I put that in the batter. He loves it that way. So I made the cake exactly like I knew that he would want it. I have another friend that likes German chocolate. So I made the cake the way that they would want it. And the thing is, even paying attention to things like my brother is at home a little bit more, so he can cut cake. I made something called, they were cake cookies because I knew this other person was on the move a lot. So they're not going to be home where they can cut cake, but I made them where they could just grab one and eat it on the go, if you will. But my point is that I put enough thought into it to think about what is going to be accommodating for that person. And that is what we have to do when it comes to relationships. It doesn't matter whether it's husband, wife, whether it's parent, son, mother, daughter, mother, son, father, daughter, father, son, parenting relationships, friendships. You have to put in maintenance in order for them to be long term, um, a great component in your life. And so I just wanted to use the trash cans as an opportunity to tell you guys that sometimes we just need to clean up a little bit. And I'm going to let y'all see my spot right here. My son and I, we're going to do a project. We're going to try to do a dry pour. So I'm going to try to do a dry pour from like right here. It's going to be 10 feet long to about right there. And then the rest of that is going to be flowers. And I've never done concrete before. I've done a lot of other things. I paint, I've never did ceramic tile. I don't think I really want to do that. That's so tedious. But I think he and I can pour this small dry pour. I want to put just a parking pad right there for the garbage can. Right now we have it sitting on this black container that's right here. And I want to see if we can put down a little parking pad for the garbage can. I think we can do it. But, for the most part, I just wanted you guys to give some thought to giving maintenance to your relationships. Make sure that you clean them out in areas that they might be dirty. And also, then once you clean them out, you got to just maintain that item to be that way. And I said that item, that relationship. Someone asked, what's my name? My name is Marigny. You're on my page. It's called Meditations with Marigny. Marigny is my name. All right, so I don't see any comments where any questions were asked, but I do see where you guys spoke to me. Again, I do not have a clue of how to respond to the comments. I have not tried to figure that out. And if I'm completely honest, you guys, I've been unplugged. I have totally enjoyed not being online, not carrying my microphone around with me, not thinking about any of that. And I'm going to continue with that vein. This morning I was just led to jump on and give you guys this quick message. All right, have a good day. Bye.